We can surely recall a few years back that one discussion which brought us to a seemingly simple question. What kind of music do you listen to? Pretty much everybody involved would have answered with one or two words which we would call a genre, except for one guy. Even more, this guy seemed taken aback, saying that he didn't know if he would be able to describe what music meant to him even if given an hour. At that time, nobody really understood him, so we would simply assume that he was exaggerating. But today, I totally get what he meant. That's why most of the time when someone asks me about my favorite type of music, I simply respond, it's complicated. I guess it all started somewhere around 2010. I was 12 years old. My cousin approached my brother and I to play some video games and surf the web. He also said he found a great song and wanted us to listen to it. He played it for the first time. My brother said it was nice. Later on, when they left the house, I sat in the front of the PC and searched for that song. I listened to it again and again and again. That was the beginning of something. Something that sticks to me even today, 9 years later, and it doesn't look like it will leave till I die. That song was just perfect for me. I loved everything about it, and even today when I play it back, it just makes me smile every time. That's how, for the first time in my life, I obtained an idol. What was the title? Maybe I'll tell you later on. I wanted more. I wanted to find more stuff like this, exactly like this. I followed that man, listened to his entire discography, and then I discovered all the collabs he would done with other artists who I started to follow as well. I felt so passionate. I didn't want to see the end of it, so I absorbed as much as I could, and even to this very day, I've never gotten bored of it. I started to think about creating my own music, started playing piano, emulating my idol pretty much. Even wishing that one day that I would be able to hear his tunes on the radio, and you won't believe I actually did. But that wasn't exactly how I imagined it. In 2014, my favorite producer announced he was leaving his musical family in favor of playing at more popular events. He started to create big room EDM, a type of music that I've always described as lacking character. Of course, that message broke my heart. I was furious about it, couldn't even believe it. So I stopped following him and even started to hate him. That moment got me thinking, we're all humans. We all make mistakes and have our ups and downs. So it's better to follow someone's creations instead of the creator themselves. Because if we are attached just to our favorite creations, they will never let us down. I was 16 years old when I first stepped on this path of thought. It might sound cruel, I know, like we're going all the way back to medieval times when every piece of art was born of an anonymous creator, but for me, it was just a painless solution. Later on, when my interest in the music industry itself grew, I stepped again into the social media accounts of my once favorite creator, only to find that he would started vlogging about his DJ life. After watching a few of them, my passion for his work hadn't lit up again, but certainly I began to respect him and couldn't wait for more of his small documentaries to come, which got me thinking that no matter what happened in the past, we shouldn't forget about our roots, and I guess at that time, I wasn't the only one realizing that. Year 2017, I was 19 years old. Until then, I've been keeping my music to myself. I didn't go out of my way to share, and when someone asked, I just reacted like a shy girl would when asked who she's got a crush on. That year, I promised myself that I would go to my first ever musical party, but I wouldn't be happy at just some small local event in a club. The first one has to be the best one, I said to myself, and went full on it. In his vlogs, my idol started to discuss topics like how he felt after leaving his people, how they would react if he came back all of a sudden, even renewed his older performances all the way back from 2008. It was obvious that he was missing the good old times, and those actions, I felt a little bit teased. I remember your video. Throughout the footage, you're describing your trip to Jamaica, and just so suddenly, at the very last 15 seconds, you play a lead so recognizable, a kick so distinctive that it instantly gave me goosebumps. I already knew. It's time to come back to our roots. And it suddenly happened. A surprise on one of the largest events. The big return, simple statement, I'm back. And the announcement, a date, 30th of September, 2017. People were speculating, it's a new album. It has to be, there's no other option. But it wasn't. It turned out to be an event, the return event. Instantly I dreamed of being there, which at that time was just not possible. The event took place 2 countries away, so the parents wouldn't let me go. I didn't have money for such trip, and I've never been in another country alone. This plan just wouldn't work under any circumstances. But the first event has to be the best one, right? 2 weeks before the end of September, I sold my old computer. I found a Polish group that was going to the event and planned to join them. And about my parents, well, they agreed to a trip, but let's say the details were kinda off, because they agreed that I could stay at my friend's place in the neighboring city to ours. And I went there as promised, but the thing is, 24 hours later, our bus just dropped us off at Ziggo in Amsterdam, 1,500 kilometers away from home. I remember standing in this huge queue for about 30 minutes, but for me it felt like less than 5. I went through the gates, left all my stuff in the locker, opened those huge doors. Throughout the entire trip it felt just like another bus trip, but when I opened those doors, it just hit me. Where I was, what was happening, and how screwed I was going to be when parents found out. My heart was pounding at first. I felt a little sick because this was the first time I witnessed such a large event, but after a few minutes the sickness went away because I noticed I am here with thousands of people, thousands of hardstyle family members, waiting for all those classics, waiting for that first song I heard back in 2010, waiting for you, Willem. The wait was over, and so the greatest moment of my life began.
Jag vill få mig kvar på en tredje plats nummer 1.
It was my dream to be there, and it literally felt like a dream. I knew pretty much every song, every lyric, and wasn't shy to sing along with all those other people, and then a familiar melody just absorbed my attention. For a moment, I couldn't move. Started to cry. I knew it was from within. Many people I know dislike hardstyle, saying that it's simply some bass-boosted junk created without any passion, just to make some drug addicts rave on a dance floor. I've been through just a short life of 21 years, and throughout my entire life, all I've seen is that pretty much every stereotype is wrong, because I don't think such junk would make me cry again, now even 2 years after the fact. Yes, today is the 2nd anniversary of that precious day. I'm not really good at writing letters, so I just wanted to say thank you, Willem. Thank you for everything you've done, because you've helped shape me into the person I am today, and you don't even know how grateful I am for that. If every second of my life is part of my song, then I guess that was the best part of it. Oh, and the last thing. Ik had 2 kansen om samen met jou op foto te komen, maar elke keer werd ik door de bouncers uitgetrapt. Ik wacht met veel geduld, want ik geef niet zomaar op.